Hello, I'm Katie Hendricks, and I want to welcome you into a world of more aliveness, ease, connection, and effectiveness by practicing the 4 pillars of integrity. We've been looking at how agreements both create more aliveness for you, more of a sense of clarity in how you're moving through your life, and today we want to take a look at the biggie. So get ready, because this one is the one that almost everybody overlooks, which is what to do when agreements are not working. How do you change an agreement that isn't working? So a lot of people handle that by forgetting. That is, they arrange to just not remember the agreement that they've made. Some people do that by just doing part of what they had agreed to because they'd misunderstood part of the agreement, or they get partway through the agreement and then realize that it's not working, but then instead of navigating it, they just let it go, thinking that, oh well, I'll get to it later. And the image that was coming to me was that several years ago we noticed a smell in the house, and I knew right away that it was a dead rat somewhere. And there was a dead rat under the house, and we had to explore. We had to go under the whole house, had to have somebody come in and find out where it had lodged itself and then died, and then was creating a smell that was pretty hard to ignore. So I think of, and by the way, we did get that fixed and the house smells great now, but it did take a little while to get it cleaned up. That's what happens with agreements that are not working, that you don't handle. So with that vivid image, I'd like to share with you the impeccable agreement here about changing an agreement. I change an agreement that is not working by noticing the jangle. So that's the first thing, is that bringing your awareness to, something isn't quite in alignment. It's like when you start getting that wobble when you're driving your car with the tires. You want to take a look at, okay, what's going on here? Things aren't working as smoothly as they have been. That's a signal that is great to pay attention to. So I notice the jangle, and then I communicate and listen to the feelings involved. So that means I communicate what's going on for me. I listen to my feelings and I communicate about them. Then I listen to the other person or the other people's feelings about the agreement and what is not working for them, and or their responses to what's not working for me. That usually takes a little bit of time. I noticed that when we were first practicing it, it took a lot more time to kind of get through all of the different jangles, because that also led to, this is what this reminds me of, this is what used to happen in the past, so I want to not confuse what I used to do with what I can create now. So it gives you a chance to clear up past agreements that have not been working. Then, after that, and only after that, do I make a new agreement. So I wait until I've gotten the thing cleaned up before I step into a new agreement. And it may just be an adjustment in the agreement. It may be a by when, or it may be, no, I can see that this project that we've started to work on, it's just, I want to go back to the drawing board and think it over because it's just not working for me. So what people often do is get not keeping an agreement and then hiding it and not really changing the agreement, all mixed up with their fear that the other person isn't going to like them or approve of them anymore. So our need to be liked and approved of gets in the way of us creating effective agreements. What I found is just a simple statement of, I was noticing this jangle, and then I realized, I overlooked my no to this whole part of the project, and that is really not working for me because I'm not feeling effective, or whatever it is, or I just don't want to be working on this right now. I think I'm going to be much more effective if I'm doing this, or, I forgot to do that thing that I said I was going to do. I forgot to pick up the lettuce on the way home, and then I just ignored that, and I said that we could just use the old lettuce that's in the kitchen, and then it wasn't very good, and then you didn't like it, and you don't like me anymore, and then off we go. So it could be a really big one, like, I really get I don't want to get married, or I don't want to make that move to Washington that I know you want to make. That's a bigger conversation, but you can still navigate it. And especially I invite you to look at the collages and let them open up your new perspectives, your body wisdom. You might want to even take a look at the image and let yourself take a moment to notice, how's my body experiencing this? Does anything open up for me? Or does my breath change or open in a way that gives me a creative idea, a new way of handling this? So looking at and handling agreements that are not working is going to free up so much space for you. I really invite you to try this one on, because then it opens, it like clears out all the lines on the blueprint that are not working, and it creates an open space for you to create agreements that do work. And it allows you to connect with others in honoring them. Like, we've made an agreement, something is not working, you're my partner in this, let's be allies in creating a new agreement that works for both of us. So try it out and let us know how that works for you. And remember, practicing it, you'll get better and better at it, even if it's awkward at the beginning. Thanks a lot.